what would be the second key that people would need to
So the
remember?
second thing is probably not even eliminating, or not the foods that don't have a label, but adding protein. I do nutrition consultations in our gym, and women come in and tell me all these foods that they eat, and again, because they want to lose weight, but they're depressed, they're exhausted, they can barely make it through the workout. So the first thing I say is, let's start tracking your protein. I'm not a calorie counter. I'm not we don't count calories or numbers or weight, but we start looking at protein. I am absolutely amazed. So as we age, unless we are actively involved in a strength training program, we lose muscle. But if you don't have the energy to work out, you're not going to have any muscle to put on in the first place. So eating protein, from lean sources, organic or grass-fed, not the low-fat yogurts and the low-fat cottage cheese and the, again, not chemicals. Fish, chicken, steak, things that have a good nutrient sense of protein that keeps you fuller longer. And, Craig Ballantyne has sent out emails, Precision Nutrition, Dr. John Berardi, which so many people follow and I think is a stellar source of advice. Higher protein, I hate the word diets, but higher protein in your nutrition plan is usually the women that have the most energy and the least amount of body fat. So that's my second tip.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I remember with myself, like when I was going through college and I was doing nutrition, first year nutrition, and the big focus when it came to all the diet stuff was focus on carbohydrates. Have a low amount of fat, have a moderate amount of protein, and have a lot of carbohydrates. And that's the diet that I ended up following for a long period of time. But now I try to focus a little bit more on having more protein and focusing more on the protein side of things and being a little bit smarter with the carbohydrate side of things, even though the carbohydrates are so good. Having
well, they are. And I
have more.
Right. I write so many posts about why you need carbohydrates and what a carbohydrate is. But besides the carbohydrates, for women, and our bodies are so much different than men, we need more healthy fats. Women are still so opposed to fats. And if I can tell you, fat doesn't make you fat, and we're not talking about going to McDonald's and eating ice cream and hot fudge sundaes. I hope most people listening to this would know that. But people just cannot, people always want to know what I'm eating at work. Oh, what's that? Does it taste any good? I can't believe you're eating that, and I'm like, yeah, well, sometimes I'll eat a tablespoon of coconut oil and I'll eat a handful of almonds, a can of tuna fish, I'll eat a piece of Ezekiel toast, so they just think that it's amazing the things that I'm eating. And maybe that's not my everyday nutrition plan, but I eat real food, but I really focus on high protein and high healthy fats, avocados.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning, and this is another thing with women and energy. A lot of women say, when I wake up in the morning, I have a weird taste in my mouth, my stomach feels weird, my hormones are all wacky, I don't feel like eating. Well, that's a perfect time to make a shake. Who doesn't want to drink a creamy, tasty shake in the morning? So I use coconut oil, chia seeds, raw tart cherries, a little bit of grass-fed protein powder, and I feel like I'm drinking, a strawberry or a cherry, milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's got the good stuff in it, the healthy protein, the healthy fat. I'm energized. Then that way you're not more apt to, crash and burn, go for the coffee again, be irritable, snapping at your coworkers, and then, since you didn't prepare lunch, you grab whatever comes by from the lunch guy, or you grab the bread basket when you go out to eat. And then, again, they beat themselves up so much that that's another depression thing that makes you bummed out, that makes you more tired. It's that vicious circle of exhaustion.
Yeah, I mean, totally true. And,
yeah.
I know, it's tough when most people, their information that they end up getting when it comes to health and fitness is from TV. And, the media and the marketing, everything that you see is all pushing carbohydrates and eat more carbohydrates. And the marketing message for something else is so minimal on other forms of media that people get, like radio, or who listens to radio, or like internet, email.
Right.
It's tough to kind of get away from that carb.
Right. Have you ever seen a commercial on TV for avocados or almonds or coconut oil? Maybe in a health food magazine, like a a page this big in the corner, but you're never going to see an article as something that makes us live longer.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, if you can't you make more money if you process it.
Boy, that's the truth.
Business perspective.
And that's unfortunately what our country, I think, is built on is, medication, prolong our living, make that last 8 years as miserable as possible instead of as energized as possible.
Yeah, like quantity of life versus quality of life.
Oh, you are not kidding. That is the truth. And it's back to that real foods versus fake foods or frankenfoods.
Right,
Someone, I think it was Jeff Sherman, came up with that word frankenfoods, and I was like, disgusting, but that's what they are.
Yeah.
I know a mother that says to her kids, if you cannot read it, you cannot eat it. I like that. Who can pronounce half of the junk that's in the back of on the back of a packaged food label?
Yeah, very true. And then almost commenting on the healthy fats, like I know, when I added avocado to my diet, it really helped. It really helped me feel full.
Oh, it does. It does. That's the other thing, that women, they're so focused on losing weight, and so if their main complaint is no energy, that's why they can't go to the gym. That's why they can't cook healthy. That's why they can't run around with their kids outside. I say stop looking at the end result and take little teeny baby steps. Add an avocado, add it on top of a sandwich, slice it up. Eat guacamole. I mean, don't put mayonnaise in it or something, but, eat guacamole. And you're right, it keeps you full. Yeah. It keeps you energized. Got lots of fiber, healthy, good stuff.
Definitely. Okay, moving on to number 3. What's the third key?
Well, the third key is always, to me, is exercising so that you maintain functional strength throughout your life. I attended the Functional Aging Summit this year with Dr. Dan Ritchie. Actually, he invited me, and it was one of the most mind-blowing breakthrough things I've been to in the last couple of years. It's scary in a way because it talks about the last 8 years of people's lives and how miserable we are, like the things we talked about, medication and things like that. But for me, it was exciting because it made me think of all the things that people do wrong that zap energy, the energy zappers. Now, when I talk about women in cardio, and this is what I say to my girls in the gym, as women, do we not want everything to be lifted up as we age? So why would you pound everything towards gravity for hours and hours on end? Just that little thought just usually makes women say, yeah, good point.
That's a really good point. That's a good analogy.
I don't care if it's talking about your face or any other body part. As far as I know, we want things up, not down. Yeah. But anyways, when you think of going into a gym and you look at, there's the cardio section, which is usually about 95% women. Yeah. Usually either the skinny, flabby women or the overweight women, the exhausted-looking women. I will go to the gym when I'm not at our gym. It's funny, I go to different gyms because I like to see what other people are doing too. So at the end of my street, I have a gym, and I go in there maybe once a week. I'm in there 20, 25 minutes, and I go into either just the room, I'll grab a set of 10-pound dumbbells, do a bunch of body weight workouts, get my heart rate going, some jump squats, push, whatever. I do my thing in 20 minutes, and there's the same woman that I've seen every single day for 2 years, dying, sweating on the cardio, leaning on her elbows, looking miserable. And they kind of look at me when I walk by, and I smile, and I say hi to everybody, And sometimes they ask me, how come you don't ever do cardio? And if they ask, I offer my opinion, But, that stuff is aging. We're not smart enough to know that 20 minutes, those little short bursts where you use your entire body, that functional strength, stuff that mimics everyday motion, sitting down, pushing, pulling, left, right, forward, backward, getting the heart rate up, maybe a little interval training like I do with my girls in the gym, versus an hour of cardio. There's that afterburn effect where you burn more calories even when you're done working out, versus that steady state cardio. The minute you get off the treadmill, you're done burning calories. Besides, it's bad for your joints and bad for all the other things that we talked about. And it's exhausting. Back to the original topic. It's an energy zapper. People think I love to work out every minute of every day. Well, I like to do a lot of other things. Yeah. So I want my workout to be extremely efficient, and I want it to strengthen my body as I age, not tear it down and break apart my muscle. I want to add as much muscle as I can. so that my metabolism works for me too.
Yeah. Awesome.
You know, so those little short bursts of exercise versus long, dragged out cardio sessions.
Yeah. And better bang for your buck. I mean, you have to work a little bit more. You might sweat a little bit more, but you get better bang for your buck.
And then you see, like back to the gym, you see the women in the cardio room and the sculpted, lean, buff guys, you know, lifting weights, and they probably go eat steak and potatoes at night, and the woman goes home and eats her lean cuisine, and she wants to, like, eat the cat at the end of the night because she's so starving.
Eat the cat.
I don't know where I came up with that. That's
okay. Now, so we've gone through the 3 keys. Is there anything that I haven't asked you or that you would like to leave people with?
Well, I mean, I guess essentially, I mean, I kind of put it into like a very simple thing, and I always tell people it's like too little food is going to be an energy zapper. Too much exercise is an energy zapper. You know, if we're trying to rebuild our energy levels, then we need quality food and quality exercise, not more exercise and not less food. So it's, you know, those things that disrupt our hormones, I think, that people don't think that we can alter, we really can. So it's not, you know, not about that long-term outcome. It's condensing it into little daily steps. You know, back to my final fat meltdown plan is doable daily steps that by the end of 1 week, I've had so many women contact me and say, well, I bought your plan to lose weight, but I've got to send you a personal email. I have never felt this much energy in my entire life. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to losing weight, you know. So, and I tell them in time that will come, and it's amazing how many personal friends now I have. I need a PR person or something because it's really rewarding, though. I mean, and the energy levels of women are changing, and I can hear it in their emails. And it's, you know, changing your mind again, and then your body follows, and getting rid of those old notions that we used to think of, you know, back in the 80s, I guess. You know, eating for energy, sleeping for renewal. We didn't cover sleeping.
So, I mean, there's more too. We covered the 3 keys, but there's a lot more that can go that you can go into. But I think if people take action on those 3 things, they'll start seeing results, and then they'll seek out more answers, you know, through you to help you know, complete things or improve things or keep things.
And that's awesome. I love that connection with people.
So Dawn, where can people get more information about you?
Ooh, I've got a couple of sources. So my actual ebook, my digital book, is finalfatmeltdown.com. I also write a blog, and it is constantenergyfitness.com.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my business name is Constant Energy Fitness. So I actually have that on the back of my car.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So, and I write out a weekly, actually these days it's about 3 or 4 times a week, an email that I send out a free report that if you go to the constantenergyfitness.com, you can sign up for my free newsletter. You also get a free, it's like a Kickstarting Your Metabolism report. It's a 7-day, easy-to-follow plan and get your body ready, which I also recently just came up with a couple new things that I'll connect with my newsletters, and that's the best way to get the anti-aging, ageless energy solutions.
Awesome. So, Dawn, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Rick. This was awesome.
No
I hope people take away some really good stuff that they actually put into action.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you, everyone, from exercisesforinjuries.com. This is Rick Kaselj. Make sure to swing by exercisesforinjuries.com. Enter in your injury or pain. There's a good chance of an article, video, or an interview that will help you overcome your injury or pain. Secondly, if you're watching this on YouTube, head up above, hit subscribe. What that'll do is every couple days, you'll get a video from me. Not necessarily, you know, one of them might be an interview, or it might be a video where I talk about tips and tricks on overcoming injury and pain. Now, thirdly, head down below, hit like, and leave me a question or comment. Or a question or comment for Dawn. She'll end up answering them as well. All right. So this is Rick Kaselj with Dawn saying take care and bye-bye.